What happens if you're already getting chiropractic treatment or you had some pre-existing back pain and then you get into a car accident and it's made worse? Unfortunately, this is a common scenario, and the reality is that many of us have pre-existing medical conditions or had prior back pain, and it could come from different things, sports or work, a work-related injury. And so oftentimes when I have a client that's in a car accident, it's not like they have a perfect medical history with no complaints of pain or anything like that. In fact, it's more common that they have some prior pre-existing medical condition. And I see many, many times people with pre-existing back or neck, and they're trying different things, Pilates, massages, or even chiropractic. The reality is that that accident can cause it to flare up. It can become worse. And so the law knows about this and predicts this already. And in fact, there are cases and statutes about what happens when you aggravate a pre-existing condition. And the law anticipates and protects against that. It also protects when you are made or more susceptible to an injury because of a pre-existing condition. So, for example, if your arm was healing after a surgery and it was more susceptible to injury, and then you get into an accident, and maybe if it was an 18-year-old football player, they wouldn't have been hurt in that accident. But in your particular accident, because you just had surgery, it will make you worse, even though maybe it wasn't a major accident, minimal property damage, things like that. Well, you are still protected under the law. And so don't be afraid to tell your lawyer, or don't be afraid to bring a claim just because you have pre-existing medical conditions. In fact, what I tell clients is to make sure that they see the same doctor they were seeing before, go back to that doctor and tell them how it's changed, so that that same doctor has a record showing, how you were doing before and then how you changed afterwards. And that way there could be a clear medical record showing the effect on you. And then, as time goes by, you get to see, was it a temporary flare up or a temporary aggravation, or was it something that's going to be with you now in the future? It's a chronic pain, or maybe you need new treatment or different types of treatment or increased pain medications, things like that. That's what we need to be looking at. So just because you had some chiropractic treatment and then you got into an accident, that doesn't mean it's the end of your case. In fact, I've had clients get chiropractic treatment just before the accident, like days before, but we were able to show how the pain was made worse and using their own doctors. So those are some tips for you, but don't feel like just because you already had some back pain that's the end of your case, even though you were hurt or it was made worse.